for joining me today. I am Izzy at Minerva. In today's video, we are looking at fit alterations for our bodice top. We're going to move on to look at our bust area and specifically in this video, the apex location. So come along and follow me and we'll look at that together. Now we measured where the apex of our bust is to do our body block. However, you may find that when you get it on, you think that the apex is higher or lower than what we've marked on our bodice. So if that is the case, to start off with, let's look at how we resolve the issue of the apex being higher than what we've drafted for. If that is the case, so on here, the apex is right there, and you can see that the bust is at the fullest point just above that at this point here. Let's say about 2 centimeters above. So you'll be able to tell if that is the case because you'll get a lot of tension and a lot of crease lines at the top up here above the high bust at that point. If your apex sits lower on your body than it does on your toile, you'll notice, so if the apex is here on us, you'll notice we've got some sag lines at the high bust, so excess or volume around there, and then we're going to have drag lines across where your full bust effectively is, where your apex is, and the widest part of your bust is across here. So you're going to get some strong drag lines around there, and you're going to get excess fabric pooling above your bust and your high bust area at this point. So you need to make a note of how much you need to drop this apex by. Mark that point on your toile using a pen or some chalk so that you know the distance that you need to lower your apex by so the garment is going to sit nice and smoothly across your body. If on our bodice block we've noticed that we need to make a high bust or low bust alteration, effectively all we're going to do is just move the apex point on our block. That's quite a simple change, and the principles of raising it or lowering it are the same for either. In this demo I'm going to show you how to raise the apex, but you could easily use these principles to drop it if you need to. Okay, so we've got our front bodice here, and we've made a note on the bodice that we've got the apex at this location, but the new point needs to be up here. So the first thing to do is just to measure the offset from the original apex, which was at the point of that dart, and measure the distance from the apex to your new one, wherever it needs to be. For me, it is 2 centimeters higher along the dart line from that one. Brilliant. I've popped a piece of tracing paper over my block. To start off with, we need to find the centre of both of these darts. So we've got the centre one already marked here along the point-to-point line for our waist dart. However, for our front bodice dart, your apex may be closer to your centre front or further from your centre front compared to mine. I can already see that if I just pop my ruler along the point-to-point line, which is here, it's not the centre of this dart up here. So I want you just to find the centre of your dart just by measuring the width at the top and dividing that by 2. For me, it's 6.2 divided by 2 is 3.1. And then just draw a nice dashed line all the way down to the apex. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to raise the apex up by 2 centimeters. So working along the center line of your dart, I want you to mark a point from the apex up by 2 centimeters. Or whatever distance you need to do for you, whether it's raise it or lower it. So that's my new point there. And then effectively, all I need to do is just draw in my new dart from that new raised apex up to my front neck point. And the same from this front neck point up here, effectively, the other side of the dart, all the way down to our new apex. And that's great. So we've now raised it up to this point here. However, we've still got this dart to play around with down here. You could say, well, the offset of this dart to the apex was 2 centimeters at that point. From memory, that's how we drafted it, yeah, 2 centimeters. So actually, I want to raise the point of this waist dart by the same amount, so it's equidistant from the original apex. So for us, on our body block, that was 2 centimeter offset from our apex. So then mark 2 centimeters below the apex of your new apex point, and then just join the waist dart up to that new point, and that'll be working along the point-to-point line being your centre still. And that is how you raise your apex point. If you had lowered your apex so that it was sitting more like down here, then effectively you would then have had to have lowered your waist dart by 2 centimetres as well, so that the point of the waist dart always remains 2 centimetres below the apex. I hope you found that really helpful today. As ever, we've got a lot of fit alterations, so once you've addressed this one particular issue, you can then go and look at all the other videos to assess which areas you need to address next. As always, there will be multiple videos that you'll probably need to refer to so that you can work on your fit and just refine that really nicely. Thanks for joining me today. I will see you next time.